here we have a breakdown of For Aaron, which is the 2024-2025 GMEA All-State Middle School Snare Drum Etude. So, we got a nice, good kind of marchish tempo, 120, not too fast, not too slow. Our roll speed is going to be 16th notes. That's what our roll subdivision is going to be. You want to start out with a good solid forte, not too loud, but nice, good volume. You do have one fortissimo in the excerpt, so you want to make sure that you save enough room to get that. Vice versa, on your pianos, you want to make sure that you save room for the pianissimo in measure 18. So making sure that our dynamic contrast is extreme on both sides, because in addition to just rhythms, really all we have is dynamics to express our musicality, right? So you got to make sure the dynamics in this are on point, okay? The flams in measure 3, we're just going to stick that normally, right, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, right. So you got to make sure you got to have the grace note low and then the second note at forte, right? So what happens is the left hand is essentially going, because you don't want to go, those flams are not accented, right? So you want to make sure that the actual rhythm is the same volume. So we get those grace notes a little bit lower. Okay? So we're trying not to over accent the flams or really accent them at all. So what you want to work on with your left hand is just doing the grace note and then a louder note. Okay? That will help to get it a little bit more even and not sound accented. Measure 5, the mezzo piano, we're playing halfway to the edge. Again, 16th note subdivision on our rolls. Watch the accent in measure 6. So I generally treat accents about one dynamic level louder than the written dynamic. So I'm going to play that at about mezzo forte on measure 6. Measure 9, we're piano at the edge. And then we have a long crescendo through that entire line. Okay? So you want to make sure that you meter the crescendo to not get too loud too quick. Okay? I'm not going to start crescendoing until it's written at measure 10. So all of measure 9 is going to be piano. And then we're going to slowly crescendo. And then we end up at fortissimo, which is the loudest dynamic of the entire piece. So it's got something like this. Okay? Notice that I utilized my zones and went from the edge to just north of center. Make sure on your louder stuff you're playing just a little bit off center. You don't want to play directly in the center of the drum. It's too dead of a sound. So you want to play just north of center for your mezzo forte and above. Okay? One thing to note, measure 13 ends fortissimo, but measure 14 starts forte. So you want to make sure that you have a little bit of differentiation there between the two dynamics. So I'm really going to amp it up on that 3-4 at measure 13. And see how I brought it down just a little bit, just so I show a differentiation between those two dynamics, fortissimo and forte. Okay? The rhythm at measure 14, 1E, a 2, and 1E, a roll, right? It's just a differently written way of 1E, written with all 16th notes and 16th rest. It's the same rhythm that you have in measure 15, just written a different way. Okay? Mind your accent at measure 16 at the beginning after the triplet. You want to prepare that. I'm playing the triplet off the left, and then you want to give that accent a nice big sound, thinking fortissimo there. We have a 2-measure decrescendo that we go all the way to piano, so we're going back to the edge. And then, just like fortissimo versus forte, you want to show a differentiation between piano at the end of measure 17 and pianissimo at the beginning of measure 18. Okay? So I'm coming off that decrescendo. And then I'm bringing my velocity down even more and playing with a nice soft touch. Still at the edge, but just a little bit softer. And then a quick crescendo at 19. Okay? So some of these triplet passages, Sticking can be varied. Obviously, the first one at measure, let's see, 21. It's just going to be right hand lead, okay? That makes the triplet at the next measure right hand, but then the rhythm in beat 3, I'm going to stick left, right, because I'm coming out of the triplet. So I'll just alter that sticking a little bit. Measure 23, again, starts piano, 2-bar crescendo. I start the first triplet right, and then I'll start the second triplet off the left just to get back to right hand lead, okay? There are a number of ways that you can do the sticking at measure 25, 26. The way I did in the recording, I just started right, did a left hand roll, 2 left triplets left on the roll, and then left, right? Another way you could do that, if you're not comfortable with that, just start the 3-4 with a left triplet, and then everything else will be right hand lead, okay? So if you really are uncomfortable with doing things left hand lead, just start that first triplet off the left, and it makes everything right hand lead. That's probably the preferred way to do it, just so you're a little bit more comfortable with everything right hand lead, okay? Mind the rhythm at measure 28, triplet to a 3, right? So you don't want to go triplet, right? It's triplet, 2E, and a 3, right? So you want to differentiate between the triplet figure and the dotted 8th to 16th figure, okay? Those are 2 different rhythms. It should not sound like triplet, right? It should sound like triplet to a 1, okay? Really quick decrescendo on that roll. So we got, I'm going all the way to the edge really quickly, and then pick it back up. Okay, so the last note, they do differentiate the dynamics. So in my mind, you do want to play it a little bit softer. However, it is accented mezzo forte, which in my mind is also forte. So it's kind of a catch-22 there. Just to display that I'm showing that I'm playing in a different dynamic, I am playing it just a little bit under the end of the previous measure, just to show that I know that that's mezzo forte and not just in the continuation of forte. Okay? Hope this helps.